Vader Immortal. This is the game that started it all for me for VR. This was the very first game I bought with my Quest, and is the game that I demoed at a Best Buy that got me to choose the Quest, which had only been out for a couple of months over the Rift. And what we're going to do here is we're going to start with the Lightsaber Dojo, which is the side mini game that comes with each episode. It has its own version, its own advanced version of using a lightsaber and the force and blasters and all that. So we're on episode 1 right now, and I'll explain more as we go into the dojo here. Alright, so here we are in the Lightsaber Dojo. This is the dojo for episode 1 of 3 of episode 3 of 3 episodes. We're on the planet Mustafar. A lot of you are familiar with that one. And this is the side game that comes with episode 1, kind of a little side mini game. And this is where you'll probably spend most of your time, as the episodes themselves are pretty short. And I'll explain a little bit of that as we do some rounds here. And what I'm going to do is, apparently I hadn't played the game in so long, it reset all of my stuff. And so I'm going to start with round 3 here, maybe fix that. And you'll kind of see what else, you'll see the gameplay and how this is going. Alright, here we go. They did such a good job with the lightsabers and everything here. This game, they did an excellent job. So anyway, one of the things that kind of that people had a complaint about. So this game came, the whole Vader Immortal series came with. It was a 3-part series that released over a period of about 4 or 5 months, I believe, and. So what they did is they continued the story with each series. It was about $10 per episode, and the episodes lasted about 30 minutes or so. And this was the big complaint because it just didn't seem to have very much playtime. A lot of people were complaining about the limited playtime or content. And granted, the story is very good. It's an awesome story. The voice acting is great. Everything is great. It just is so short-lived. The entire Vader Immortal storyline only lasts about an hour and a half of actual playtime, and it's separated into 3 different episodes, of course. And the biggest thing is it's only an hour and a half of playtime, and you end up spending a total of about $30 for the series. So that was kind of the complaint that a lot of people had, was just kind of the money versus the playtime. And luckily, Luckily, you have these little dojos and all these little mini games to play while you're, to get your money's worth. Because, like I said, where's this thing at? Oh, he didn't flash for it. And this one's pretty basic. It's basically deflecting blaster fire, and then we'll fight some droids here in a second, which is pretty fun. So how I'm going to do this video is, obviously I don't want to spoil the storyline. And unfortunately, the storyline, the way that the story is done, is you're on rails. That's one of the things I do not like about, I guess, that's one of the things I don't like about the whole series, is that you're on rails. And what that means is you're not really traveling around like people may have played Battlefront or something like that on PC. You're going around maps with an objective and all that stuff, and kind of doing your own thing, engaging enemies, and you don't do that with Vader Immortal. Vader Immortal is on rails, and it literally just kind of pulls you through the story. It pulls you through sections, and you perform little tasks in that section, and it guides you along. You don't actually, you can't do whatever you want. The outcome is always going to be the same. It's kind of, it just takes you through sections, and really the best way to explain it is Vader Immortal is an interactive story. It's not so much, it's not really a game that you are, your performance doesn't really count much towards the story at all. You either die or you don't die. You just start the section over again. Whereas opposed here, your skill actually, you get rewarded for skill. So, except for that part. So that's one of the complaints that I had. I actually gave the game kind of a mid-range review because it was on rails, because it was only an hour and a half and $30. And the only thing that really saved the game for me was, although the story was very short, and you really don't have any control over what happens in the game, these little mini games, the dojos, are what saved it for me. So what we're gonna do here is, obviously I don't want to spoil the story because there's just not enough content to. It's too easy to spoil. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through little segments of all 3 episodes in this video, just some gameplay, some combat, and whatnot, and try and keep the dialogue down as much as possible, and just kind of go from there. Because literally, this video, I could finish this video in an hour and a half. That's how long the story takes, and that's 3 games. So as soon as we finish this little section right here, this little whatever we're doing here against the droids, we'll go ahead and jump right in, and I'm going to jump straight from the dojo here to the actual scene that got me hooked on the whole VR part of this. What ended up happening was I was in the market for VR. I got my computer upgraded. I was looking at this Rift, and then I heard about the Quest. And what I ended up doing was I called Best Buy and asked them if they had this Quest and everything in stock, and they said yes. And there was a guy there that they said that shows up once a week, and he does demos for Oculus. And we're going to do one more here. So I drove to Best Buy, went in there, talked to the guy. He strapped the Oculus Quest, the Quest 1, on my head, and it had only been out for, I think, I want to say maybe 2 months, maybe even less than that. It was pretty new. And this was the game that was demoed. And of course, it wasn't the full version, from the very start. It was, it started off with a scene where you actually meet Darth Vader. And dude, I'm telling you, when you met him, or when I saw him on there in VR and everything, and just the way, you got to remember, the first time ever using VR, man, I was blown away. I was like, dude, take my money. How many of these do you have? And at the time, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to spend I think it was going to be like $300 for the 250 or 128 gig. So I got the 64 gig version because he said the games really don't take that much space. And so we're going to jump straight over to the very scene that got me started on VR and made this the first game I purchased, and was totally stoked. I couldn't wait for the remainder of the episode, for the rest of the episodes that come out over the 4 or 5 months that they took to come out. So let's jump over to it right now. We're going to skip a lot of the intro, a lot of the other stuff. But like I said, we're not doing the storyline. We're going to do some gameplay and some kind of highlights for all 3 of the episodes here. And the end will not be, the end of the entire series, the Vader Immortal series, will not be shown in this video as well. This is what the first thing I saw the first time I put a VR headset on.
Good. My name is Admiral Carius. In a moment, Darth Vader, Lord of this monolith, will give you a task at which you will undoubtedly fail. A word of advice. Do not anger Vader. I loathe cleaning these cells after interrogation. Cooperate, and I promise you a merciful death when he's through with you. You are not the first candidate to fall under his scrutiny, and you will likely not be the last.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh my god. Watch how tall he actually is when you're standing face to face with him. That's what got me. I was like, dude.
You may wonder why I have brought you here. You are required to perform one simple task. Open this configuration, and I will spare your life.
By the gore.
Oh, look, it's got a little bone in it. Guess that's not very funny. Nobody's laughing. Alright, well.
This is the one I've been searching for.
Voice ID. Admiral Gable Carius.
I will send for you shortly.
Alright. So that was the scene that just got me hooked. I could not wait to get home with my new quest. Totally was stoked, man. I was so pumped up. So much nostalgia to it, even though it's been only a couple years. This is another scene that's in the game at some point of the first episode, and this is Mustafar. This is the lava planet. We know all about this one, and I just thought that this scenery was so freaking cool. That the way that they did this, and I was like, you know, the graphics really aren't that bad on the quest, the original quest, and of course. We're on the quest 2 here, but totally awesome, man. Just totally awesome. So we'll do a little bit of gameplay here.
Yikes.
Just doing some climbing.
That's a really long drop.
Yes, it is. This game is kind of more or less set up.
Well, there's a ventilation shaft just above us, which means we have to go even higher. So, great news for me.
So, this one's kind of made to do the teleport travel, but I've got it set up to use the controller, and it seems to be kind of glitchy. At times, I lose my... this right here, see? This happens right here often. I got to move around in my play space. This is extremely annoying, the way it does this, and it's not anything I can really help. So when you see that, that's just kind of the way it goes. It's not anything that I've been able to control. So. Already got a lightsaber, got a green one. That's cool.
It's actually kind of beautiful. At least as far as nightmare hellscapes go.
Isn't that cool? Got the TIE fighters floating
Well, there should
around
be a
or
way to
flying
get this
around.
open.
So this game has some puzzle element to it. It's not very difficult. This really isn't. That wasn't really a puzzle, but here we are.
first, then cutting slower.
Yes, sir. And so this is going to be a part of the storyline here that I do not want to reveal. This is an important part here, so I'm going to stop right here, and we're going to go straight into a little bit of action here. All right.
Whoa! Look at this. Look at this place. It seems like the Imperials are
Awesome
excavating
scenery that
something.
they did in this game. You really feel like you're here. They just did
we
the
got the
scale and the
cameras.
depth is just
How are we
great.
gonna find the priestess? Oh, there's a skiff.
How about that, huh? Cool stuff, don't you think? Really good texturing.
Hotwire this thing. Come over and cover me.
Now for a little bit of action.
Intruders on the excavation dock! The prisoners! Get them!
Captain, they're firing at us from near the elevator.
Spread out and focus fire!
Oh, come on now.
Got one! Woo! Great, I'm almost there.
All units to the excavation dock. Secure the area.
Real busy down here.
Troopers, forward! Go! Go! Got him! Close it! Send more troops! Send reinforcements! Weapons ready! Cut the
Unlike the movies, these stormtroopers can actually hit you.
It's working! Alright, let's get out of here!
Come on, boys.
They're out of range! Requesting orders!
Yeah.
Incredible.
Look at
Looks
that.
like an
Isn't that
ancient
cool?
castle. These ruins are definitely pre-Republic. At least a few thousand cycles old.
So there's one of the scenes. Like I said, we're on
That's what the
rails. You can't
Imperials
really
are
do anything. This game just literally just kind of takes you through like you're on a ride, and you just kind of fight through the ride. So there's another little scene that I thought was really cool for a video, and we're going to jump to another scene for the first episode that I think is kind of cool for a video as well, without ruining the story.
My guess?
Here we go.
Protect the prisoner.
That's what I hate about this. It's the game is so on rails that it won't even let you step forward or really do anything. You're just kind of stuck in this spot to fight. You can't really move around this area, as you can see. You're just kind of stuck where you are, and this is one of the things that was really disappointing. As far as here, I wanted to go over there and stab old boy, mess with old Vader, my homie Vader here. So, aside from that, this is about as far as I want to go for the first episode, spoiling it. And we're going to move on to episode 2. And we're going to start with the old dojo, of course, for the episode. And apparently I've stepped too far out of my element here. So here we go. On to episode 2's content. Alright, episode 2, Vader Immortal. Time to party, man. So, this is obviously the second episode, and I'm going to start this one off in the Lightsaber Dojo, kind of how I did the dojo in the last little segment here just a minute ago. And we are going to do we're going to do a little bit of the dojo, just kind of the different little sections of it for a few minutes, and then we're going to go in and actually do some of the gameplay from episode 2 without any storyline spoilers. So here we go. Alright, so as you can see, the dojo is a little different. This one here is kind of in a looks kind of like a temple type of theme here, and you have all kinds of little objects and things, and as you can see, I now have the Force. So that obviously tells you that you're going to be using the Force in the second episode. So pretty cool stuff. It is a little bit there we go. Pretty awesome. I remember playing with this, playing this dojo for hours on end over the other one, over episode 1, and it's totally awesome, man. So here we go. We are going to. One thing I just am not a huge fan of with this game is that you can't move around the play area. This is kind of what you're always stuck in whatever position in the game. Except for where you're moving through the storyline, and say you have to walk up to the door up there, but you only walk at one speed. You're only allowed to go so far, and then it automatically zooms you to the position you need to be in, and then you're stuck there. If I try to walk off this pad or do anything like that, then it gives me the screen that you saw just earlier in the other episode. So let's go ahead and get this started. Oh, and you can also throw your lightsaber as well, which is really cool. So here we go. We're going to start with level 9. And it did lose all my progress in the game, so I kind of brought myself back up to level 9. I'm a little off canter here. Let me reposition. Here we go. Okay, well that didn't seem to work. Talking about now. A little different now, huh? Don't have to fight them off as much. I kind of wish we didn't have the tooltips here. Come on, let's go, man. Let's go, let's go. I didn't get much because I think you were supposed to kill all the enemies by throwing your lightsaber on this one. Not quite sure. Let's do this. Took too long, buddy. Okay. Right. Unlock the purple, huh? The lightsabers are so good in this game, though. I mean, of course they should be, right? Oh, we're in one of those crazy ones. Let's do this. Oh, okay. Let's bring my lightsaber back. I forgot these guys are just going to keep coming and coming. Alright, so it stepped me out of my play area just now. Anyway, so I guess I died. I don't know. It stopped the recording when I stepped out of the... I guess it said I stepped out of the play area, but I'm standing right in the middle of my giant play space, so... not quite sure what happened there. It's like it lost its tracking. I forgot where it was. The quest did, so... Let's do another one here, and then we'll jump into the...
Activate each trap to eliminate the vermin.
We'll jump into the gameplay of the episode. Some of the...
Warning! Warning! Dojo infestation detected. Target exterminated. Exterminated. Infestation eradicated.
You get the point. Ooh, I got my red crystal, huh? Yeah, baby! Alright, so we're going to say that does it for the dojo. Obviously, we've got the force we can use here. Pretty cool stuff. I remember when I first started messing with this, oh man, it was just so cool because it knows what it's doing with the hand, and I mean, isn't that cool? Right? Alright, let's go do some gameplay. Episode 2, here we go. Hanging out with old Vader.
Use the Force. Destroy these vermin.
Okay, it's not working. Come on, Force, what's going on here, dude? Force isn't working. It's like the aim is way off. I don't know what's going on here.
Your instincts serve you well. Let us continue.
Old Vader. What's up, homie? Somehow my lightsaber has disappeared at some point too. So anyway, so see, I actually get to walk around here because this is the kind of the pause point between the next segment of what's going on in the story. So I can walk around, but nothing's going to happen until I reach this point over here that you saw, and that's what kind of sucks. So once I reach here, I can't move, I can't do anything. And this is one of the things that killed me about the game, because just now I would have loved to have been able to run around and, you know, do my force stuff with those little critters and all that stuff, but you can't because you're planted, you're rooted in that one position, and it's like that through the whole game. So it does kind of kill the feel of being able to move with your lightsaber or with the force. You're just kind of standing there, just, you know, doing stuff, and that's one thing I didn't enjoy too much about this game. So as you can see, it kind of put me in the position here.
This device responds to your blood. Activate it.
Here we go. Vader!
Control your fear.
No.
Don't move.
Alright, so here we are, kind of a familiar spot. I have no lightsaber still. We are obviously in some sort of a temple. And here we go. So see, I can move, but once I get here, I'm locked in this position for the next part of the action or whatnot. So
What's this thing?
A sentinel. They were left to guard this place. Machines like you.
Oh, an ancestor.
So now it's all the force. It's all me, baby. It's all me. Come on, bring it, boy. Use a little bit of my force stuff. Come on. Can I use my left? What else do we have? Huh? What'd you call me? See, now I can move forward. And we're locked in place again. I would love to be able to move around, but you just can't. Oh, come on, grab it. Alright. We're going to be friends with each other for a little bit. Yeah, weren't expecting that, were you?
We must move on.
Unlock
That
my
door
feet.
should be a way out of here.
I got the stones, baby. Apparently you can't kill these guys while they're spawning. That's kind of how that works. It's time to rock. Oh. Oops, sorry, homie. That dude's pretty tough. He's tough as hell nails, isn't he?
Die! Perish! Infernal contraption!
Infernal contraption? Man, I think Violet's fucking it up. Let's get him his Bright Star and get the criff off this planet.
Yeah, let's get the criff out of here. You know what I'm saying? Got the limps. See, now I can't get past these guys. I gotta... Come on. Guess we'll hit this button here, won't we? And I'm going to cut this off as soon as we get kind of this cool scenery here for a second so that you don't get too much of the storyline. But I thought this cavern was pretty cool looking. Look at
The
that.
crystal.
Alright. What do we have going on here? Some more action. I've obviously found me a little lightsaber here. That's a big boy right there. Huh? Not much of a big boy though, are you? I don't know what you guys are made out of, but you fall apart easy. Huh? Come on, boys. General Grievous. You want some? Long boy. Oh, yes. Really cool little object there. Okay. So that does it for that little combat scene there. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Now I guess we'll go on to, let's see what else we can fight here in episode 2. Oh boy, what do we have here? Get your hands off me. Get your filthy paws off me. Huh? Yeah, boy. Body. Oh, you got a piece of me.
Captain! Wow, you took a big hit there. Are you okay?
You're in trouble, girl. Yeah, go for her. Oh, you better get off me. Huh? I don't like that, do you?
Captain!
Hey, the thing's broken. What the hell?
Captain, you gotta come help me. See if you can find a way through. No, you don't want to eat me. Mark the Duchess. Seriously,
I do like
seriously.
her, though. She's
You
pretty
hate
cool.
the taste. Very metallic. Plus, I feel like we have a lot in common. We could be friends, right?
Hey. Big filthy animal.
Yes, I'm free. Oh, but I better get moving.
Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, right in the nads, too.
Captain, over here.
That is kind of getting in my way, though.
I think you can climb up here.
Maybe I can. Thanks for the help.
It looks like an old doorway over there. If we can sneak over, maybe we can get out. Who knows? Maybe the door will open for your royal blood.
Who knows? Maybe that's not a good idea. Get off me. What just happened?
I don't think we can stop it, Captain. Yes! Help is here!
Just eat him? So easy.
You must help. I cannot hold it for long.
Night night, son. Nice. All right, so we are back in the dojo here. Again, the dojo was the greatest part of this dojo 2 was the greatest part of episode 2, what you just saw was about all I can really show you without revealing the storyline. There's a little bit more combat left, but that was the extent, really, of Episode 2. The actual action. It was a pretty big letdown, in my opinion, and it almost was partially the reason why I wasn't going to buy Episode 3, because I was so disappointed in the way that Episode 2 carried along. It seemed very short. It was very short. It was actually, I feel like it was less than 30 minutes. So aside from that, Episode 2 was kind of not the good one, in my opinion. This was the best part of Episode 2. And as you can see, it's a blast. It's too much fun, man. Always carry a rock with you, you know? That's right. So we'll do one more here with our little Jedi, with our Lightsaber Dojo. A little bit of the Force, a little bit of the lightsaber-ness, and then we're going to jump over to Episode 3, the final episode, which actually had a challenge. Oh, yes, sir! Oh, I missed it. Where are you? I'm pretty sure I got that. Alright, on to Episode 3. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of curious. Rewards. Ooh, got some new gloves. Huh? Data pad. Sabers. Let's grab a purple here. Huh? Let's do it. Sure. I'm ready. Good, these guys are attacking a little bit faster here. Let's go hit Episode 3. Alright, Vader Immortal, Episode 3. This is the final episode in the Vader Immortal series. And we are going to start with the Lightsaber Dojo 3 like we've done in the last two episodes. In this one, I don't have a whole lot of playtime in, or I didn't. And there's a couple of reasons for that. But it's actually really good. I'm not quite sure if it's better than the second one. I'll let you decide. Alright, so to start off, we're in, looks like we're back on Mustafar again. And, this is kind of the, I guess it's a cool little area, maybe for a shuttle or something here. And I've already kind of got it set up, so I unlocked the dual lightsabers earlier, which I thought was pretty cool. And so this one here, you'll see, you're actually going to fight some stormtroopers. They've incorporated blasters into this episode. And of course, you also have the Force. So we're going to do a couple with our dual lightsabers. And here we go. Oops. Well, now I got the green dual wield unlocked. So I didn't play this one a whole lot, and the main reason was pretty much after I had finished the third episode and the Vader Immortal series as a whole, I was pretty disappointed in the whole thing. That kind of the reality set in, like it did with a lot of people. They spent $30 and they didn't really get much other than an interactive story. There was no roaming. There was no. It's hard to explain, but basically it's like I've said before. So the game is on rails, and you just don't get to explore. You don't get to use the scenery that you've got here. You can't really move around the map. You're stuck in your one spot here, and that's just, I don't know. I guess a lot of us were expecting this to be kind of like the old school Jedi Academy, and where you get to move around, you get to do all these cool things and use the Force and be able to move around and explore the map somewhat. And you just don't get to with this one. It just didn't happen. And I think a lot of people were disappointed in it. I know they were disappointed in it. And don't get me wrong, the graphics in this game, the gameplay itself for what it is excellent. The voice acting is excellent. Everything is awesome except for the fact that you don't get a whole lot of action for all three episodes combined. There's not a lot of action. It's all basically you pay $30 for an hour and a half long story, interactive story that just didn't hit the mark. This is the dojo is probably the best part of the game. It's the only real long-standing playable part of the game, and that ticked a lot of people off, and it ticked me off. And I don't want to knock this in any way. I think this is again an excellent game, but I don't think it's worth $30, and I think there's a lot more that could have been done. So again, I'm kind of half and half. If this were a 5-star review or something, this one would have gotten 2.5. I'm about half and half with this one, just because this game has one thing that has kind of killed it, and that is replayability. The dojos are the only thing you can really do. Another complaint that they've got, and it's what kills replayability, is the story itself, the actual main part of the game, the Vader Immortal part of the game. You can't die. I've even tried to die. I can't die. You'll just take hits. You'll keep getting hit, and the story will progress. And that kind of sucks, because that means that there's no room for improvement. There's nothing like you have here, like your star levels and whatnot. So again, it's just it was a disappointment. I'm trying to put these dang things up here. There we go. And again, it's not the worst thing in the world, but could have been better. Is this another Unleashed? Are we doing another one here? So your blasters have a limited... Oh, my lightsaber. Huh? One thing that does kind of suck, though, when fighting these the stormtroopers and throwing them around and all that good stuff, is you don't. Nobody does the Wilhelm scream. It's like it's not in this one. I don't know if there's like a. I don't think there's a copyright on it. At least I haven't been able to get the Wilhelm up anywhere. After all these guys that I've thrown around, and that's about all the extent of it. Sorry, man. I can deflect you over that one too. Okay, that was another Unleashed. I was kind of wondering what was up with that. Oh yeah, I got some thermal detonators too, huh? I did not see these over there. Interesting. Alright, let's do one more, and then we're going to jump into the limited combat part of Episode 3. It's not going to be very long, because there's really not much that you do in Episode 3. It's kind of finishing up the story, so... Oh, what are these? These have shields? This is new. Still cool, though. Still a cool thing. Oops. Here, stop it. Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's jump over to the episode 3 part of it. Again, not going to have any spoilers, or try not to have any. I am not going to do the end combat, the very end combat that you have, because of the fact that it will spoil the story a little bit for you, or for the most part. But I'll have to say that it's a vastly disappointing end fight, end combat sequence. So that's not really video worthy anyway. So here we go.
Wanik, got any lights on this thing?
All right, so here we go. Here's a combat phase here. Episode 3. We're obviously going through some caverns here.
A network of conduits. My tribesmen mapped them out centuries
Don't
ago.
interrupt me again.
Without
mister.
my guidance, a soul could be lost down here forever.
Presuming any soul in their right mind would want to come down here.
Hey, attack that thing over. Power down your vehicle and surrender your reinforcements.
Enemy located.
Can't this piece of junk go any faster?
Can't take them here.
So this is basically
You'll
the
have to
extent
deal
of
with
it.
the troopers. We can't outrun them.
Let's use spawn.
Yeah, take that!
Target's located. Keep shooting. Oh, reinforcements. Take down that skiff.
Again, this was pretty fun. I
Pulling
thought
back.
You're doing great, Captain.
this segment of
Keep
it
at
here.
There they are. Stop them.
One thing I'll say that the lighting is not that great for the recording, and I apologize for that. I'm not sure why it's so different. What I'm actually seeing and
Nice!
what the actual
Combat.
what you're actually seeing are two different things. Sorry, I got a little distracted there.
Pull back.
Take them out! Take them all
Take
out!
down that skiff. Take them down. Pull back. Retreating. Enemy located.
Again, you can't really die. It's going to take you through the story regardless. It's just going to show you taking hits, which
Can't force them here.
is, unfortunate.
Concentrate fire on the
I'm still
prisoner.
holding this
Target's
down.
located. Reinforcements. Let's stop. Take them down. There they are. Stop them.
As you can see, I'm out of basketball.
Disengage target.
Yeah, take that!
I've still tried to shoot the pilots, guys driving.
Take down that skiff. Take them down.
Fall back.
There they are. Stop them.
Just can't seem to hit them.
Trooper, attack.
You're doing great, Captain. Keep at
Can't
it.
take them here. We need reinforcements. Concentrate fire on them. They're too strong.
Pretty sure I hit that guy.
Target's low. Hold them back.
Reinforcement pulling back.
Take them down. Engaging in combat. Disengaging target.
Take them out! Take them all out!
That's essentially it for one combat
Got
phase
'em
here.
all!
It's a little,
Thanks, Captain.
little repetitive,
Great job, Wanik.
but
Hey, Wanik,
pretty fun
about your icon.
overall. All right, so here's a little bit more combat, and this is going to be the last combat segment that I'm going to show for episode 3, because anything that's after that is too involved in the storyline, and there's not much else to do as far as combat. So this particular episode, episode 3, they tried to make up for a lot of complaints from episode 2, because episode 2 had very, very little content as far as people were concerned, and so this one here, they kind of pulled out all stops. A lot of people wanted blasters, so we got blasters, of course, and thermal detonators and things of that sort added in, and we got to fight some stormtroopers, and
Captain, watch it!
was totally cool. So they did do a great job with that, but they spent a lot of time with. They spent a lot of time with making these few combat scenes because you have a lot of boss fights in this one, and I'm not going to show any of those boss fights for obvious reasons. Because hopefully at this point...
We cleared him out. It's safe to move.
There you go. Hopefully at this point, you still kind of don't get the gist of what's going on here. So, you know, as far as the storyline, it hasn't been ruined by anyone.
For the Empire!
Oh, hello, thermal detonators. Don't mind if I do.
See, like, I can't move at all right now. I have to wait for the...
Never have enough of these babies.
Gotta wait to be unlocked.
What? So I like explosives.
Really? There we go. Pretty cool stuff going on down there. I wish I could be down there, but you can't be down there, unfortunately.
A walker. The Mustafarians won't stand a chance against that. It's about to get real busy down here.
Guess what?
Put this in your buckets.
Oh, nice. I saw some guys down there somewhere. All right, I haven't done that before. That was...
Get this, buckethead! Ha-ha! Perfect! Nailed them! I think we got them all. Let's move on.
All right, so I'm going to call this the end of Episode 3's gameplay, because from this point on, you're kind of doing boss fights. You have very, very limited combat or anything that you actually interact with. You're just kind of listening and watching and finishing the rest of the story. So aside from that, that's all you got. If I can affect any of these guys down here.
Let's move.
Got another weapon I can use here? Anywhere, guys? Anybody? No? How about some thermal detonators? Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. We turn it on. Alright, so those guys down there you don't want to mess with because they are immune to anything I can give them. Was fun. There's our ship right there. That's pretty cool. There's a nice, cool scene of Mustafar. Broken TIE fighter down there. Some stuff going on. We got more troops rolling in. Can't throw this either. No, this one's not throwable. The Force doesn't work with this one. Okay. So that summarizes the Vader Immortal entire series for my video, my gameplay video. And again, I'm going to give the game about a 2.5 star out of 5 if I were doing a full-blown review on this one. And it's just for the mere fact that, well, I've stated it 100 times. You're rooted in the game. This is the only time you can really walk around is because it's waiting for me to go through that door, and then it's going to plant my feet, and I'm going to be stuck there waiting for the story to finish for that segment. So there's a lot more potential for this game. I would love to be down there fighting, kind of like, you know, Battlefront 2 or something like that, where even if you did the single player campaign, you were immersed in what is going on around you. And in this game, you're really not. You're kind of pulled on rails, and you can only participate or interact with what the game wants you to interact with. And if you screw up and if you don't do very well, you don't die. The story keeps moving with you injured or whatever. You don't have health. You don't have lives. So that's kind of the element that just really kind of killed it for me. But for being the very first VR experience that I could have, this game was spot on the first couple of episodes. So again, 2.5 stars out of 5. The dojos are where it's at here. The best dojo, I think, is the second one, the Dojo 2. Dojo 3 is pretty good too. They're all pretty good, but do you want to pay $10 per dojo is basically what it comes down to. If anyone gets this game, I'd wait till it has like a three episode deal for a good price, and then kind of go from there. So other than that, apologize for the field of view kind of sucks, and I'll mention that in the opening credits of the video, I guess, when I upload this. The field of view is really terrible. I've been watching some of the video or the replays of the video, and even though all my settings for 1080p and all that good stuff and all my resolution settings are set, this game for some reason feels like it's right up in your face. You don't actually get the field of view that most other games and recordings that I've had put up before. So either way, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.